Hello and welcome, my name is Mathew Harget. I need to break in this box of reeds. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with this. This is my Reed Geek. I use this on every reed I open. It's an amazing tool for doing any small adjustments to reeds or anything like that. I'd recommend picking one up if you can, but they do get quite expensive. I believe this little thing here was $83 on their website. If you can't afford that, or you don't have one, or you can't get access to one because you are quarantined, like everyone right now, then I would recommend just getting some sandpaper. Back before I had this, I always used 1000 grit sandpaper just because it is what I had on hand. I had one pack of it that lasted me, I think, around 7 years, using it on every reed I had. And so what we're going to do with it is we're just going to take it along the back side of the reed here, and we are going to flatten the table. Doing this ensures that there's going to be a perfect seal between the reed and the mouthpiece, and this is also going to help close some of the xylem that are running from the top to the bottom of the reed. Next, I'm just going to throw it in a glass of water. There's a lot of debate over whether or not you should use tap water, mineral water, distilled water, soak it in your mouth for a while. Personally, I always just use a glass of tap water because it's convenient. I'm generally soaking about 5 to 10 reeds at a time, so that holds 5 to 10 reeds. After it dries briefly, I'm going to run my finger along both sides of the reed to help to close those xylem a little bit more. And from there, I'm just going to play it for a bit. And so when I'm playing it, I'm generally sticking to the lower register. I don't generally go above a middle D for the first day, and I'm only going to be playing it for about a minute. After that minute, all I'm going to do is I'm going to dry it off slightly. I'm going to write on it with a Sharpie. I generally write the date and maybe the number of reed that it is that I have going right now. And then I'm going to store it away until the next day. I use a plastic bag. It's not fancy, but it works. Here you see all my Alto reeds that I have currently going at one time. Generally what happens is I will use a little humidity pack that you can get from Amazon or music shops or your local cigar shop. The percentage of humidity is really going to depend on your area. I am here in northeastern Ohio, so I generally go for about 72 to 75. In the dead of winter, I can really bump that up to maybe around 80 or so because it does get quite dry here. If you are somewhere that has a lot more humidity, you might not have to go as high. Unfortunately, I don't have any right now because I can't get my hands on them. It was time to replace my old one, and I can't currently pick one up because all the stores are closed and Amazon isn't delivering for the next few weeks, I think. So as far as the rest of my breaking process goes, I'll play the reed a little bit longer each day. So on the first day, of course, I play it for about a minute, sticking to the lower range. On the second day, I'll play it for about 3 minutes. The third day, I'll play it for about 5 minutes. The fourth day, I play it for 7. Fifth day, I play it for 9. Sixth day, I play it for 11. And the seventh day, I play it for 13. Each day, I might add a little bit more to it. I might extend the range a little bit more, but I generally don't add the altissimo until about the last 2 days. Generally, I don't add it to the last day. I will say for me, it is essential that I set a timer each time I play the reed, because if I don't do that, I will play for an entire practice session playing on one reed that I'm trying to break in, and at that point, most hope is lost at that point. So for me, setting a timer really helps me stay on track. After those 7 days, I find that my reeds are completely broken in and will no longer change. This is the point at which I'll start to use the Reed Geek to start to modify the reed. I'm not going to go into reed alterations right now because that could be an entire video on its own. And that's all there is to it. Everyone has their own method as far as how they break in reeds. I'm not saying that mine is the best. There are probably a lot better ones. There are probably some that work about the same. This is just what I've found to yield the most consistent results. For me, out of this method, I've been able to have generally about 9 playable reeds. I'll leave room for error. About 9 playable reeds in each box of 10. And usually about 4 of them at this point are performance ready. Right now I have kind of played mine to death, and it is that point where I do need to open up the rest of this box and break them in. Hopefully they're going to be good. I hope you were able to find this helpful, or at the very least interesting. Thanks so much for watching.